Hi there, action fans. Welcome back to the channel. And this is another installment of some of my favorite action franchises ever. This one is the Terminator series. I'm going to go strictly with the films on this. I remember seeing the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Michael Biehn and Linda Hamilton. It was directed by the one and only James Cameron. A low budget film. Nobody thought anything of this. It's basically the story of a soldier from 2029 who's sent to 1984 to protect Sarah Connor, who's going to give birth to the leader of the resistance. So, this AI mechanism known as Skynet has sent a Terminator, a killing machine, to kill Sarah and basically stop the birth of the resistance leader. Gritty film, relentless action. Schwarzenegger, um, limited dialogue, which is great because he has an intensity there. He was scary in the first one. I remember sitting in the theater scared. It looked like Reese and Sarah are not going to make it. They're not going to make it. This thing is a relentless, unkillable killing machine, and it was just perfect. There was tension throughout the movie until the very last scene, and it's incredible. And that got me hooked on this series, and I always love this series, and it's because of the first one, and I think it's still the best one in my opinion. If I have to rank them all, I'll start off with 2015's Terminator Genesis. It was a great idea to try to reboot the series. So basically, Kyle Reese is going back to protect Sarah, but he ends up in an alternate timeline where she's already guarded by a reprogrammed T-800 played by Schwarzenegger. The thing that hurt this movie was the marketing. You find out that John Connor is a Terminator and he's going to sabotage the mission from within. And that could have been one of the things that turned this franchise around. It was kind of stumbling, and they thought that they were going to really bring it back to its glory, and the marketing screwed that up because that could have been one of the WTF moments in the movie franchise and could have saved it. But because of that, I think it fell flat. Next up is 2003's Terminator Rise of the Machines. This is the third entry. We have our first female Terminator, who's supposed to be the strongest Terminator of them all. Schwarzenegger is back as the good guy. Basically, this Terminator is sent back to our time to kill off the leaders of the resistance. Some good action sequences. It's missing something. It's missing heart. It's missing some of the magic of the first two. I don't know what it is, but there is something that's just not there. It works as a good action entry, but the minute you put Terminator, you gotta deliver. And I don't think it delivered on all fronts. It's a decent entry, but not the greatest. Next up, I'm gonna say Terminator Salvation because Christian Bale is amazing as John Connor on here. This is an interesting take because it doesn't deal per se with the Terminator going after John as a kid. This is John as the becoming the leader of the resistance, and it's they tried to world build and show it from his point of view how it's going to the war is going. There are a few glitches on here. There's a moment where one of the Terminator runs through their 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 compound and sets off these they're sending off explosions trying to kill him. You don't think Skynet would have noticed all these explosions and went to investigate? I don't know. There's some stuff you kind of scratch your head on the logic of it, but Christian Bale's performance on here is top notch, and you need to see it. It's phenomenal. Next up, I'm gonna say 2019's Terminator Dark Fate. It's one where they kind of forget the other movies were there. It's a direct sequel to Terminator 2. Linda Hamilton is back. It's something old, something new, a couple of surprises where we have Mackenzie Davis, who plays a cybernetically enhanced human who can actually go toe to toe with the Terminators for a brief period of time. Interesting concepts on there. I think it was good. I liked it. They do kill John Connor, which he's basically the heart and soul of the whole franchise. So that was, I think, a questionable act in that movie. But it was great to have Cameron back as producer. You saw the quality was there. Everything that the elements of the first two films are in this one. It's just some of the creative decisions I didn't agree with, but still a solid entry in here. But again, Schwarzenegger plays the lightest role in this movie, and again, that's a mistake for me. He should have been the killing machine. I don't know, but that's me. Um, I know people are going to get mad. Next up is 1991's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It is, I'm going to say, it is one of the greatest sequels of all time. Greater action sequences and better depth to the characters. Sarah Connor is badass in this movie. And, I mean, who doesn't like the part where, the Terminator's on the motorcycle and he's got the shotgun and he's flipping it and shooting? That it was so awesome. The liquid Terminator, the first time I saw that in the theater and I was just like, oh my God. It's like you guys go see, um, Avatar for the first time. That was the beginning of the special. James Cameron was pushing the boundaries then as well, and we never saw anything like that before. So people in theater were just going, "What the hell is that?" Incredible. It's my second favorite because I'm always gonna say the first one is my favorite because that's the one that gripped me. That's the one I saw first. Schwarzenegger as an unkillable killing machine. He is relentless, and that's the whole point of this series. It's supposed you cannot have a great hero without an equally great villain. And in here, Reese is against the wall throughout the whole movie. You can see he's panicking. He may not make it, but he knows what he's against. He's not going to give up, but he's against the wall throughout. It's tension filled from beginning to end. And that's what I like about this movie. And that's why it always will be in first place for me. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger is scary in this movie. And you should be scared of the Terminator. He should not be a cuddly little guy, hasta la vista. I get why they did it, but it takes away from the scariness of the term. It's called the Terminator. It's not called the Tooth Fairy. But that's me. I'll post a video of one of the films down below. You let me know what you think. What do you think of the order of the films? Which are your favorites? I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts with us. This is Steve from the Roundtable with my second entry of the best franchises, that action franchises that I go back to. You let me know. See you soon.